Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, welcome back in. We're opening the door to another great show for GLL, and this time, well, it's a special one. We've got the last chance matches, and we've got none other than the man, the legend, the myth himself. It is indeed Richard. How are you doing today?
There we go. How are you doing, brother? You all right?
Not too bad.
It's good to be in Sweden.
Yeah,
what
it is.
a wonderful country it is so far. It's a bit cold.
Yeah, as long as you keep away from the pizza, then I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I did avoid it. I thought, it's a questionable one, but, you know, going straight into a stream, do we want to go pizza?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Pineapple, you can deal with this, but the banana part, yeah, they put, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, we should probably.
No fruit on pizza. But yeah, you mentioned it's going to be an incredible weekend. Obviously,
Absolutely.
This is last chance qualified today. I mean, you've been watching this from start to finish. You've done the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
How's the action been so far, kind of leading up to this?
Well, here's the thing, right? Because GLL have their special kind of system for points for kills. It's been an absolute and utter show. Because a lot of the teams actually go for hunt. They hunt for the frags. You know, they actually consider the points that come in from the kills as important. So because of that, you're going to be having much more early game engagements than normally than you'd have, let's say, in other cups where points don't really matter that much and everything is made up.
Which is kind of what we want to see. We don't want to force people into a fight, but we certainly want to at least give them a reason to take it.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what we kind of want to see today. Now, today we have to find 4 teams. They're going to be advancing forward to tomorrow's grand final. There's already 14 teams there. They're all sitting and waiting. And today they're going to be kind of sitting in the back saying, okay, let's eye up the competition. Because there is some competition.
Oh, absolutely. We got some really good teams tonight. The way GLL has been made, right, for every single week you had to go through the qualifiers. Some of the times, perhaps some of the teams didn't actually make it. Some of the top teams didn't actually make it, which we are going to be seeing tonight playing for the top 4 spots. But still, this is some really fresh action coming in here. And I know that we're in a Swedish studio here. Everybody in the backside there is cheering for NIP. Who would be your favourite?
Ooh. I'm a bit of a C9 fan.
Are you a C9 fan?
I'm not going to lie. I know there's obviously got this.
You think Borg is going to agree with that?
EU. I know he'll hate me for that one, won't he? He'll actually despise me for that one. Sorry, Borg. I know you like to carry me in the back, but it's all good. And obviously, if you guys are watching at home, the one thing that GLL are doing tonight, you can head over. You don't want to leave us. Stay here. It's all good. You want to stay with me and him. Don't go anywhere else. But you can, of course, head over to Global Loot League number 2. That's Global Loot League 2, and you can watch the map. So that's kind of what, you know, people have been asking for. That's what you want to see. You want to hear the casters. You want to see the gameplay. But you want to see a constant map. That map and ticker, the new features, they're going to be there all the time. So you can see who's going to be dropping, who's going to be dying. But more importantly, where people are going to be rotating from. Are they coming from the east? Are they coming from the west? Are they going to be going central? Are they going to be sitting there? And you can actually get a feel. Because I've said quite a few times, you can actually potentially even just cast on that map alone. Because you can see where the gunshots are coming through. You can see where people are moving to.
That sounds like a challenge.
Do you want to have a go?
Yeah.
It's doable. It really is. And there's certain points when you look at that map, the whole thing just turns into a fireworks show. And it's like, well, let's just sit on this then. There's no point in, you can see who drops. It's very clear. And it's a really good map. And it's rather informative.
They're talented anyway. So.
Oh, it's that voice, man. I've got this voice in my ear now. It's good. It's even better in real life.
Oh, there you go.
I like it. I want to hear different accents tonight from you, though.
It's not the challenge, though. No.
You
not
are?
really.
No, you're not down for it?
Hey, hello, welcome to...
Several different
Maybe
ones.
put that one aside for a moment.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for now. But yeah, guys, you can have to tune in different there. Snipe as well. There's all the different multi-tools, all the different features that are going on, so you can watch it in 2 different places. And again, you can bring up this multi-twitch. So if you want to watch us, you want to watch the action, but also you want to watch the map at the same time, it's a damn good tool. It's a really good concept, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. I know if I were at home, I'd certainly be watching I'd have it on split screen.
Yeah,
bring up 2 monitors.
And that's the easy part about it as well, right? You just copy-paste the Twitch name, and you just add a 2 at the end to open it in a new tab. Perhaps you got dual monitors. Perhaps you want to see the action. You don't have to watch the map all the time. But when you want to know where your favorite team are going to be, that tool is going to be coming in handy. And as you said it, a lot of people who are asking for that from GLL. And that's one of the things that I like about these guys is that they adapt to, what the community wants. So PUBG is still in its inception, so to speak. Maybe not so much, but yeah, there's so much to be learned. There's so much to be soaked in from the community that this is a good thing that they actually have an open ear. Talking about open ear, they're still listening to you, and they still want you to sign up for the next one. We're going to be releasing details. Well, GLL are going to be releasing details quite soon about the next one, but until that one happens, it looks like the ones today are pretty much settled in. Calling out, I want to call out these favorites from you. I want you to tell me who you think is going to be making it so far. I know you don't like this game very much, but you have to do it with me. Like, it's always like, I live in Ireland, so betting is an important part of my life.
Is that the excuse?
No, I'm just
throw me under the bus.
I'm just going to
for
put
the
some money
excuse.
down. You don't have to put anything there. Okay?
Let's decide where we go.
Yeah, there she goes. What's your favorites? Just tell me. You said Cloud9 are going to be going forward, and I actually agree with you on that one. For me, I think it's going to be Noble and another team that are going to be going straight forward. Quick Math might be the one dark horse coming in from behind. You know, the underdogs that actually might make it as well. And I'm thinking Tempo Storm.
Why did you say that? You took my only one that we're preparing to line up there. It's like, okay, look, there's a good team there. We'll just happily take it. Yeah, Tempo Storm is, I think, between, when I kind of look back to IM a little bit, between them and Ghost, obviously AAA winning it was the big storyline. You know, at the end of the day, this is kind of how we're going to be. At the end of day one, TSM were all there, and you see all these storylines unfolding. But kind of moving into IM, you know, we heard McCoy were getting thrown under the bus a little bit, but Tempo and Ghost really showed up at IM and kind of proved why they are some of the best teams, if not the best teams in North America right now. And
Absolutely.
To see Tempo in there, just to kind of mix this one up, obviously Envious in there as well, as long as EG. EG kind of, for me, got a bit of a point to prove. It want the best of IEM, so they want to come back and kind of bounce back. There's only 4 spots available. But you know what? Before we get a little bit deeper into that, 'cause there's plenty of time for us to discuss players and teams and try and throw me underneath the bus all day long. Let's talk about how we landed here today. In fact, I'm going to let you run this because you've been doing this for 4 weeks now. You've seen these teams all progress all the way back from EU, NA, week number 1 to here. It's been a good 4 weeks. You've seen some action.
Absolutely. So it's a pretty much standard kind of system, right? We were talking about this earlier on. Every single week you got a chance to enter the games, enter the finals. That happen normally they happen every Saturday. Today is just the last chance matches that we have on this Saturday. Normally we have the finals. So you've got 3 lobbies per region, right? So that's how they're going to be playing their games. And the only top 2 of each lobby are going to be making it forward. So it's very kind of a restrictive system. That's why you don't see so many of the good teams actually make it from one weekly final to the other. Maybe they weren't performing that week. Maybe they were missing a player. It's very, very important that every single week for the qualifiers, you're at the very tippy top. Now, then we go to the weekly finals, which would normally be on this Saturday. Today, of course, again, last chance matches. And you also have, from those top 2 teams, you also have the highest fragger from those top 2s in the lobbies. That's how you get the weekly final teams, right? Right. So for the finals, then you will have the only 4 top that will be invited. Again, that system does not longer apply because we got the last chance matches now. And now for the grand final, which is where we are very close to, not there yet, but very close to. You do add together all the points, and here is how they look.
So as you can see at the top, that's where you want to be if you want the biggest amount of points, 200 points for coming in first place. And then there's no point in just reading it down to you guys. You can quite clearly see what goes on there. 16 to 20, that is the red dead zone where you don't want to be placing because you're going to get absolutely nothing. However, once you get into the double digits, this is where the spicy money is. Obviously, if you get 10, once you hit the big 1-0, 65 points, then every single kill after that is going to bag you an extra 10. So when you see some of these big teams, I mean, we have seen it, they can start racking up 15, 16, 17 kills. Generally speaking, this is generally the team that's kind of becoming them kind of figures on paper are going to be somewhere around the top 3. It's very rare you see like a team that's, you know, bagging 12, 15 kills that's kind of dropping out of the top 5.
Yeah.
So all in all, when you get in those kind of numbers, you get the big points at the top. And this is what it leads to.
There you go. So we actually have GLL have real life prizes combined with in-game items. So of course, for the first place, you could have a golden actual real level 3 helmet. Perhaps not solid gold, but it's definitely painted with some sort of gold color.
Gold leaf.
There you go.
Can't confirm or deny.
Yep, not really. It's not gold leaf. But yeah. The second place, of course, the silver one is going to have the red height top trainers, a real hot item in-game right now. And the third one as well, another hot item in-game, the black beaded mini skirt with the bronze actual level 3 helmet. That's pretty sick. Just having that at home on your shelf, I would like that, to be honest.
Have it in the back. You've seen a few streamers, obviously they got pans and stuff. Well, now they're going to get helmets as well.
Display them.
Can you imagine just having both a pan and a helmet, just to kind of show off your achievements? I know a few of them have now got the big mouse mask in the back. They've started. I've seen a few of them where they've got it stuck up in the back. It's like, oh, okay, branding.
That makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
On brand, on point, trying to get the free sponsor points. You know, that's what it's all about. Free laptop and everything else.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. But obviously today is the last chance qualifier. We're calling it the LCQ all day long. Best of 5. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Tweet it out. Tell your friends. Tell your mum, dog, cat, whatever else. Tomorrow, though, is the big finale, best of 7, the grand finalists. These are the teams that have already qualified. I tell you what, Boogie, there are some bad boy names on there.
Absolutely. players that are favorite most to this stream, actually, FaZe Clan. Well, they're favorite everywhere they go. And then again, of course, it's Finland's darling Havu Gaming presenting themselves super hugely. They actually took 1 week off from GLL, knowing for sure that they're going to be in the grand final. That's how good they were doing.
Wow.
They're like, yeah, we're just going to sit this one out. We're going to be fine. Ghost Gaming as well, performing out of their mind throughout the tournament. They've really been setting the pace there. Pentasports getting in there with some really good points. Pentasports seem to have refined their edge strat. They no longer play an edge strat necessarily, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be playing with these absolute mastodons, these titans of teams.
And just kind of as a bigger picture there, before we move this one on really quickly, and this is something that we can kind of, it will be a story that's unfolding for the scene as well. Obviously, you have your IEM champions in their AAA, you wouldn't expect any less, but Theatre Mayhem, Liquid, when we look at these now, and this is kind of the backbone of time to change things up. Obviously, at Theatre Mayhem, they are splitting up.
They will be playing this one.
And they will be playing together. Same goes for Team Liquid. Obviously, it's been announced that Hayes is now a free agent, and they're taking trials to somewhere else. So, all in all, people are switching things up. People are saying, okay, what do we need to do to make this team perfect? What do we need to correct? What are these little nuances we need to just adjust to kind of play with the big boys? Speaking of some other big boys, we have some big names here. These are the teams that are going to be playing today in the last chance qualifier. Tick them off because we can only take 4. When you look at those names, NIP, C9, Evil Geniuses, Dignitas, Tempo, Envious. No, you know, I can keep rattling all these names on. All these organizations know what the future is for PUBG. And they know it's time to get on, not necessarily the bandwagon, but to get in now. Get some of the best players. Start refining your strategy. Start having a look at, okay, what makes a good team? What makes a bad team? How do we move forward with this one? Players are getting snapped up rather quickly. And we kind of said we got Theatre Mayhem, No Loot Gaming. Few of them are starting to split up now. There'll be a few organizations out there, and I would expect we see some other, roster shuffles. We saw it after Gamescom alone. We saw the C9 breakup, obviously. Sweater moving off with Crunch. They went over to NIP. We kind of saw the same again from, what other team were it? Kingwin, unfortunately, getting poached to bits. Just before IEM, kind of got taken apart a little bit. We saw a bit of a shuffle of Ether and Larson sticking it out. Now have 2 again. Bump, they're in the grand finals. Happy days for them, and things looking good over on that roster as well. But that's kind of what we're going to see. I'd say over the next 2 to 3 months, teams are going to be, what's the next big event? Definitely. Where do we look towards? What do we need to do to switch things up? But it's healthy for a scene. This is kind of what you want to see.
Yeah. Well, it is a hot mess at the moment right now. PUBG teams, a lot of teams are actually changing strats, trying new things, and it's a good thing. Actually, I know that you have favorites in your teams that you prefer, but actually having these rotations around will ensure that, well, the game that we all have grown to love is going to be presented to you in the best way, shape, form possible, right? So all things considered, I'm actually happy that these rotations are happening, even if perhaps the players at the end of the day are not going to be so excited. But talking about excitement, Sims, we do have the first of the 5 games starting now, and look at that shoddy plane. Okay, then.
It's an interesting one. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 of this best of 5 is live. Make sure you tweet the stream. Use the hashtag GLL. I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Last Chance qualifier, and that little plane is going from west to east. She's coming in pretty much from down at the bottom there in Prim, straight across the water, and we've got a very, very bottom edge of the map divide. Few people taking residence down in Sosnovka. We'll see a couple of people moving down in Nova. It looks like it's going to be potentially 2 teams. More than likely, I'm looking for FaZe. Excuse me, I'm not looking for FaZe because they're in tomorrow. That's a very wild thing. I instantly see Milta Power and I just get strung on FaZe. It's a bad habit. Is that several teams moving down Milta? The west coast is a very open and sparse area. You'll see a lot of vehicles at the top. Probably make their way towards Georgia Paul. See what's going up there. You might not get anyone in the north. They might just go for the South Georgia around the village and the hospital area. But Pachinki's got quite a few people around the mid area. So we'll see. It's either going to be around Milta Town Centre or potentially Novo. We might actually see his first deaths.
Yeah, true. Good point. There seem to be already battles going on towards Novo. We're going to be having a look at that in just a second. It does look like Goal is coming in with the first frag. Well, considering that one before that Spike died from a car crash, this one's actually the first frag with a rifle. With a weapon, rather. It was a shoddy. But yes, it will be happening indeed. Now, Ghoul and Swats are going to be sticking together. It does look like Ashik is quite far away from them. I'm not too sure if he's in a good spot, especially considering that he's got 3 enemies on each of his sites.
Yeah, EG picking up the first blood then. Reaper of points. Unfortunately, it will be Reaper of souls for him as he does fall. Ghoul here will get tagged, hits the deck, and he gets knocked as well. Alex on Fire comes in. That's going to be with a headshot from the M16, pings him off. Remember now, in the test server, you can't use an 8 times. I don't know if you've got an 8 times on it, but a few changes if you've been playing the test server and keeping up to things, all PUBG Sports related. A lot of changes, guys, so make sure you're checking them out and keeping on top, reading the patch notes and knowing what's going on. However, it looks like the team's going to try and get themselves back together. Ashek will poke. Only got a handgun, no helmet whatsoever, no chest either. A few people bleeding out. We can see Ghoul is still down there. Will his teammates be able to get to him and give him revive? Nomi also takes a bullet, but he's got a helmet. He does have a scar, so he can at least defend himself if he needs to take a fight. And again, just kind of, there's no need to go balls deep, so to speak. Just run in there and go for these kills. It's still even base. Not anyone has a lot of weapons. A shotgun's going to nail you to a wall if you get caught early off. I mean, they're powerful alone, but if you don't have any armor, they're just going to completely drill you.
Absolutely.
Just backing off a little bit. Everyone's chilling out, feeling out the area and getting themselves back together.
Yeah, exactly. It also looks like Team Quick Mass are taking a bit of a draw from this fight as well. They're turtling in. They took a lot of damage. Now, because it's early on, because they don't actually have that much loot to work with here, they don't even have bandages enough to heal themselves back up. So we're going to be looking somewhere else on the map here where NIP are currently happily, it's just Crunch actually happily looting into the puzzle blocks. I'm not too sure where his teammates are. Well, let's have a look at the map and perhaps we'll find out. And oh, they're quite close. Okay, so they split the school area there quite handily, and this must be said that they're at the edge of the circle, but more importantly, they're going to be coming out with decent enough loot as they haven't been challenged. Another team that has been challenged here, Envious, that we were watching, they're heading with their vehicles towards South George, are going to be quite happy to have all of South George available to them, of course with the exception of the docks, the boxes, whatever you want to call them. Normally, Envious, whenever they came in here, they would have been contested and taken out either by Kingwin or Penta Sports. But because those two teams are already in the finals, this one's just got to be easy peasy, nice loot for them. Again, another team that is going to come out looted up to their teeth with some fresh Primo rifles and armor.
Now we just saw Ashek fall down in the feed, and we did mention how powerful the shotguns are. He went down with the 6.86, so the battle for Nova will continue. Meanwhile, just to note, the first circle has landed. The circle is literally smack bang in the middle of the flight path. Absolutely. I mean, check that out. So that kind of keeps a lot of people close together. North of the wall, no one's there. That's completely dead water. Everything pretty much above Roz. You got Yaz, and fair enough, you've got a bit of Georgia Pol in there, but everyone's now going to start to work the way down. They've still got 2 minutes to loot and kind of do what they want, but a lot of people are going to be very close and very crunched together because of where that initial circle has landed. EG, meanwhile, still smell blood. They want to finish these guys off and take control of Nova because they are in the circle, so if they control this, they can go, they can get geared up, they can get the, they get the heals, stims, everything else that they need just to make this thing work. But they've got to find these last few players.
Other than that, though, they also have the idea in their heads that if they were to leave, even if they were to go to the south side on the road, they'd have a very open area there. Leaving Novo is not an easy task unless you go through the water, but there's no need for them to do that. That's why they are still kind of progressing slowly towards Nova. They want to make sure that they're the only team there so that when they have to leave, that they leave in some sort of safety before anyone else actually gets them from behind. Now, Motorbike, driven in by Frogler, of course, he's actually going to be the scout for his team, and that's the ideal way to put a scout. We were talking to Forsen about this the other week, actually. You sent in your level 1. It doesn't matter what kind of level armor he has on him or whatever helmet he's got on him. If you can put him on a bike, set him up ahead just to make sure that the bridge areas, that the compounds where you want to breach are safe, and that's the best way to go around. Oof, talking about safe, this one is not.
Yep, we'll see a bit of a boat's going to go down, so he'll be able to get out of there potentially. One will fall on the beach, and he's just having a look and deciding what to actually do here. Will he spin this or run away? It looks like he's potentially going to run away. That's going to be... See another one. Is he actually going to catch? I think he's going to beach it. He's keeping an eye on it. He wants to know what's going on over here because he can.
Same.
He's trying to. Oh, so they've actually lost people on the beach. So at least he's going to come across and potentially pull away with it. But they've got to be careful. I mean, when we look at bridge camping,
they've downed someone actually. Look, it's just a full squad as well. So they've
actually now they've got control of it.
Yeah. So they're going to be quite happy with 2 vehicles and a boat to work with here. Oh, talking about happy. What did Borg get himself?
Merry Christmas.
There she goes. Happy Christmas indeed.
Wow.
There goes Santa in the sky. Drop it on easy M2. It's not going to be him, of course. It's going to be Crunch that might go for it. No, it is Borg.
It's got to be.
It has to be. It has to be Borg.
The man's a beast when it comes to sniping, surely. Well, look at that then.
You would know.
Pardon?
You would know.
Honestly, you just watch the things he does and it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how... I can't quite contemplate exactly how he does it, but just to note as well, C9, they have made their way across the map now, so the scout system did work. If you were going to attempt to at least try and camp a bridge, this is the perfect time to do it because you can catch all these people that are moving down to military. Military is more than 50% in the circle, so you never want to kind of camp a bridge for people coming away from military base and away from Sosnovka, because honestly, you're not going to get that many kills. It's going to waste time. You want to move. You want to get positions. If you are going to camp a bridge and be that guy or that team, now is the chance to do it.
Well, here's the thing: it's the first match, right? So these teams know that they want to play for the first 4 placements. It's not going to be a case for bridge camping right now, but it will happen later on. Oh my God! Look at this freaking Hollywood scene where Zampa and your boy Dre go crazy. Actually, Zampa is substituting at the moment for Tempo Storm, as you can see here, against Envious. Now, we were talking about Envious. We were quite envious on the loot that they had. Yep. Not anymore. It looks like they got really dinged down hard by Tempo Storm. And Tempo Storm at it, they're still going to find a very good compound to actually hold. Unless the circle moves south, then they're going to have a very, very long swim.
I mean, they're all rocking AKs, so they're all tuned up with ARs. A little bit of NA on NA action there. Envious versus Tempo. Tempo will...
sounded way worse than you probably meant it.
No, definitely not. It's always good to see a little bit of ban like that. Oh, God, we've got a few swimmers here.
Yeah, we do.
You won't be doing this in the test server. You're going to be getting that bullet penetration, my friend. Unless he's got a grenade. Can he Kobe it? Does he have one? I don't know. He's having a look. Yeah. He's having a look. In fact, one of them does. He's actually going to come over here with a grenade and try and get him. If he does this. Go on, son.
It is in the doable range. It looks to be more like 60 meters, so Sharkov could go for that nade. It's not going to be coming in, though. Oh, he's kind of thinking about it. He's thinking about it. It's going to be thrown in.
Go on, lad.
Let's see if he gets the actual throw. Ooh, I know that's actually way further down.
You can see what his teammate were doing, though. I mean, I've seen this a few times when you watch the pros doing it. It gives him information by shooting kind of the place in the water. They'll get the bullets in the water, and they say, okay, well, now we know where it is at least. NIP decided that it's time to rotate. Borg has seen a team, and it's going to be moving up opposite him now. Long-range shots. His 2 teammates do spin around. We've got a bike and 2 in the vehicle at the same time, so they are moving together. I like how kind of they're keeping it open a little bit. They do have to be careful, though, because these barns are a bit of a nightmare, especially if the teams on the opposing side get the window. And that's why Crunch takes a bullet to the back of the skull. He gets knocked out, and that's with a K98 as well. That's a belting shot.
Oof, and not Resbot as well. There's got to be times that actually holds on to that angle there, shooting up some good shots there. It's not going to be him that gets the final frag. Max instead comes through. Apex Esports are going to be walking away with this one here. NIP just put themselves in a hard spot. But these shots, it must be said, they're going to really alert Tempo Storm, who aren't actually that far away, just to the west of Apex Esports.
NIP Crunch becomes RIP Crunch. He dies. I had to do it. I'm sorry. It's got to be done. You got to throw some memes in now and again. Meanwhile, there's a little battle going down on Sosnovka. Looks like C9 are engaging with a team. And it's going to be a compound team as well. Pop, pop, pop. We'll see several bullets flying out the window. You see, I believe that's VZ subbing in for this team also. Shredded's POV at this moment in time on Space Station Gaming. But again, there's no real place. I'd say there's no real place to move. There's no real need to move at this moment in time. While you can hear another team have another fight. It sounds like they've actually seen and have been engaged from their right-hand side as well. Meanwhile, Circle will begin to move. Is that TSM? No, wait a minute. Just another team up in North Georgia. They're actually going to start to move down eventually if they've got the meds and the health to actually do it. Pachinki, no man's land. Everything is completely out. We see several teams at the top, all scarce around, still doing the last looting area.
What is Liquors and Sun just doing there?
They're just deciding. Do we want to be in? Do we really want to be in the middle of here? I mean,
if they would, I think if they would see the mini map as we see it right now, I don't think they would be very, very happy with their positioning there. So they got C9 on one side, MVS on the other side. There's going to be Apex Esports just to their east. Of course, you got to have Cloud9, NIP playing very close to them as well. Not a nice moment right now for Dignitas, but they're still going to be keeping on to their positions. There's no point to move right now. They at least have to find out where this circle is going to be, whether it's going to be a south side or a north side of the fair. Right now, it's pretty much a 50-50 kind of situation. But I like this from NIP actually. The fact that they already went to the close to the water just to be ready to cross, just to be some of the first teams that actually make it on the other side. This must be said, and it's quite important. Not a lot of pro teams actually realize this, but being the first on the south side when it's a south side circle on the beach actually gives you a huge advantage because you can gatekeep all the teams all day long as much as you want.
There's no way, right? When you're walking out of that water and you're just walking into gunfight, it's a firing range. There's no way of getting around it. There's so much open terrain. You've got a couple of rocks here and there, and if someone's having a bad day and a wobbly in, then yeah, you might get lucky. But yeah, now all these teams are just crunching together because they know exactly. It'd be nice to get the circle update soon so we can see exactly where that has dropped. I'd more than likely guess. Also, it's still kind of floating around, but as you can see now, all of Sosnovka are in there. We will see Karat go down. That's going to be NV picking up another kill. He'll go out with the M16. It's pretty much the God's gift to weaponry at the moment in this meta. Everyone goes for it. Burst fire, it destroys people, and long range, 8 times, 4 times, no matter what, single fire that gun.
Recoil very easy as well.
Oh, it's a monstrous weapon. It's so good.
No, it looks to be a south-sided affair, as we were saying before. It does indeed settle more towards the south side. Still could be possible that it goes to the north, but very, very less likely. Rotate will be coming in from Envious there. They're going to be going towards a very dangerous area there. That bridge will be camped, and talking about danger here, Phil eats up a lot of bullets with that Scar, and it's going to be Silky that actually finds the final kill as well. Caliburn still on the hunt for Phil's teammate, but Times is already in the water. And Times has changed, and now they are a swimming man, an ocean man, you might say.
Yeah, you just got to bail it, aren't you? There's not really you can do for that one. He might pop up and try and get a breath of fresh air, but he does have a 16 staring straight down the barrel. Another team hits the deck. They all dive into the water because it is time to move, and they know that that bridge is dangerous territory. We saw on the map a couple of people. It's going to be little blank esports who also hit the water. Do we have? Yes, so Envious, they're going to be the gatekeepers to get onto the left-hand side of Sosnovka. You can see Dig, they're taking this wide, probably looking for a boat. I mean, potential, there's still time. Right? If you can get a boat now, you can come around the back of Sosnovka, and nobody's on the south side of it. It's completely open. They don't know that. We obviously know that because we have the map here. One team also has the idea that they're going to hit around the back there for those early buildings. Machine Gunner, though, we'll check his POV 4 times on the M16. And again, I mean, he's pretty got some decent gear as well. Level 3 vest, level 2 helmet, level 3 bag. It'd be nice to see, in further future updates, I want to be able to see on Spectator what kind of meds people have got. I think
would be good.
Meds are really important because I think that decides how long a team can stay in a certain place, or how at least if they're going to run it long distance, you've got some sort of idea.
More of attrition, right?
It's something I always wonder. Can he stay here long? Yeah. Is he able to move on? Does he have the meds to do this? So in future updates, I'd like to be able to see what's in people's bags.
Let's see if Totality are able to move on, though, because they're not in a good spot. It looks like Pi has them handy, and he's going to be firing off that SKS. Does not connect too much, but what it does connect, 762 rips right through them. Half-life on 2 team members from Team Totality, and they're going to be trying to make their way out of that one here. It looks like GFE Sports, well, they're still trying to make a move on. They're looking for the frags. They're going for the hunt.
Do you have any thoughts on the SKS? I mean, it's the weakest sniper of them all, right?
No thoughts. Thank you. Goodbye.
No, you're not a fan?
No.
Good. I'm going to give you a fist bump for that one. I'm also not
that was definitely good that it wasn't on camera. In the chat, perhaps.
Oh, honest, I'm not. I just find it a really weak gun. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of it. Honestly, it made it more kind of viable being able to update it and put an attachment on it, but still, I think it comes down to personal preference. If you're a big fan of it, happy days, do your own work. But for me, I just don't find it a very strong gun. None
of the 7.62s are my friends except for the M24. Now, let's watch a bit of a fight here. It's not between friends as we were talking about earlier here. Nope. It's definitely going to be easy. That's subbing in tonight for, who was it? I think it was the Space Station Gaming. Yes, will be rest by Machine. It seems that Machine Gunner is pretty quite close to him as well. And look at this beautiful future. Oh, isn't that nice? Teams fighting other teams, and we have double vision. That is pretty sexy, Sims.
It does look good. One thing to note as well, Interrogate actually not playing for Noble. And Noble are actually in this as well.
Yep, that is true.
We said, who knows what's going on? We might be having a bit of a friendly sub, or we might be seeing team changes. Who does know? I don't know this one. I'm not going to make assumptions, but it's just to note there, obviously, Interrogate, you do usually see him playing for Noble. He is a normal Noble player, but this time round, playing for a different team. Look at all those swimmers.
And they're coming quite fast into it. And as we said it before, NIP are the first ones to make it on the Southside Beach from all the swimmers, indeed. And they will have themselves an F shack. F coming in from Fortuitous.
I believe so.
Yes, and
that
M249.
249 and a 24 these boys have got. That's 2 crates. 2 crates for NIP.
2 good crates because you can also find Car 98. So there you go. They're quite pleased with what they've got. 8x on the M249. Sure, why wouldn't you? Let's hold on to it and see what we can find.
This is what you spoke about now. People coming out the wall.
Exactly. There's Tempo Storm coming in quite close, and they might just be found by Sweater. If he prones in that M249, because an absolute monster, and I really fear for the lads that are about to go into the land.
I like how fearful he is, though, because he's so aware of what's potentially behind him. You can see him spinning around. He's got buildings. They've got tree line, but they're also open. They're on a sand-based area. They're going to silhouette against the floor. As you can look at Borg's screen now, he's got nowhere to run if someone sees him out of the open. He's going to get bodied. He's going to get dropped.
Yep.
But he's got himself a 24. He's got an 8 times. Level 3 helmet, so he can peek if he needs to. He's going to try and pick these up. I mean, for you, I'm going to question you now on this one. Do you think he should be looking at these swimmers, or do you think he should be getting some a more prime position on the map?
I would do a phase. What phase normally do is they set their IGL to look behind. He does a kind of like a 180-degree kind of rotation just to make sure that nobody's actually coming in from behind. And they have the 3 hunter roles supporting them. And here comes that lovely, lovely third circle that the pros have known to grow and love. Don't they just really adore the fact that it's also half water? Beautiful. I mean, look, if anything, this is the way to tell us that tonight's going to be a spicy, spicy night. We got 5 matches for you, ladies and gents, sitting at home watching this plenty of GLL fresh action with some of the best teams in the world. Who is your favorite? Let us know in the chat. And do not forget to follow GLL on Twitter and Twitch. And I think you already have on Twitch. But don't forget about the second stream as well, Sims.
We spoke about these guys potentially going and finding a new area. And they don't need to. The circle has been gifted to them, but C9, ex-teammates, they're very lurking just in the distance, off into the woods to the left-hand side. Sweater just trying to find some bodies, and again, so here they go. The All Knight's time to run now. If they all run together, at least they're kind of going to be one pack. That's going to confuse people. The tap comes in. But the bullets come flying back his way.
There you go.
Push behind a rock, and they're working together at least. He will try and go for the quick scope on that.
That's your boy Dre actually connecting back, just trying to make sure that the defense is strong for his teammates to cross through. And it does look like Maluka's making an easy run for it. But your boy Dre's got a good angle to peek in from. He's not going to be peeking it too long now. They're all safe. They're all nice and warm in the comfort of the little compound that they found on this fight with. Well, that might be, well, it didn't actually end up being anything.
I'm still not a big fan of it. I think all this time they've had time to move. They've got amazing weaponry. They've got amazing utility, but they don't have anywhere really, apart from the shack, if they want to play with. You know, I mean, we look at EG now. They've got prime hill territory. Saying that, Nomi's just hit the deck.
Is it just 2 of them in EG, I think?
I think so. Yeah, you can see the bullet. You look at the minimap. It's just a fireworks show down there. He's getting drilled.
Here's the thing around the minimap showing up. They're quite far separated. They could connect at this moment in time. I think it would be quite a safe cross for the player on the north side to connect with the rest of his teammates. But as we say that, yes, one of them actually has been dinked down and the other one has actually knocked out. So I think the knockout is going to turn into a frag right now. I don't think res will be possible at this moment.
You don't go for it, do you? They clearly... Well...
There you go.
There you go, then.
Things happen.
Out of the pan into the fire, my friend, unfortunately. Will drop down, and again, people just lurking on the beach. Ghoul will now be the last man standing for Evil Geniuses. I very much doubt he'll be able to get that player up. That's going to be his Watts. Several people, though. He will be meeting the entire team just on the rock line if he's not careful. And they're just lurking over the edge. And again, this is what happens when you get 50-50 land and water, especially when it's been people initially coming over the side. Everyone's going to be locked down to this beachhead.
And here's what Ghoul is thinking about at this moment in time. I'm the last one staying alive for my team. It might be better if I just swim this one out and play for the placements just that way. And it wouldn't really be against him to do just that, considering that his teammates have gone off the map. It might just be what they're going to be doing indeed. Now, we do see a team caught off once again on the beach side here. These lads are not having an easy time with their cross. Envious are just really trying to put screws into them. But again, it doesn't look like many shots connect. I'm wondering what's going on tonight.
It's a fair bit of distance, but I mean, I think what a lot of them are going to be banking on is the circle is gifted to them once again because, you know, we said before, people are on the beach. They're going to, in the water will have to come out on the beach and take the fights on the beach. But if they manage to stay on the beach and then the circle comes to them, people then have to make the way down the hill. People have to run down. You can see them silhouetting just across the grass. They can just ping them. Happy days. So I think a lot of them might be hoping that the circle goes their way. Check Shooter will be getting caught as well. He's going to get forced back. 16 4 times. Level 2 helmet, level 2 chest. It's time to move, boys. They get the vehicles and they've got plenty so they can build themselves a little tent if they need to. We see one team on the left-hand side. Look at that eastern push there. 1, 2, 3 teams all banking down. In fact, make that 4, including Envy. They're all on the east side, even if 8 of them are in the water. And now here comes the crunch. They can see them poking in. One of them will get tapped up.
Yep.
And again, it's this blue. This blue is what's going to murder them because they're all just out there. They're in all kinds of trouble. Thank the Lord he actually has this car that he can duck behind. He will get the first aid off. But meanwhile, the rest of his teammates can happily tap away. Don't run in front of your friend like that. He will shoot in the backside, especially if you don't have a pan. We can also sit. But now, I mean, thankfully, they've got some coverage. They've got a tree, a rock, and I hope they've got dreams because they've got to come out of there. They're in the blue.
Yeah.
They're going to be tanking. They have to move, and Envious know this. They smell deaths on their radar, and they can just hardscope this, provided they have a little bit of information from behind. You need to make sure you have one person just watching what's going on behind you.
Some real good shots coming in from Check Shooter now. He's going to be knocking out Matthew as well, as there's not much left from Set to Destroy X as they're trying to make their way towards some sort of a safe area there. Truist might just get the res on his teammate here. It does look like Painkiller. Well, he's using just that to try and tank the blue. Set to Destroy, perhaps Set to Survive, and this is just going to be one of them left as Zamp actually comes in and knocks out Truist and takes him out as well. Painkiller doesn't really have much choice right now. If he chooses to push forward here, he's going to be in the front of Envious and another team that's actually gatekeeping him. And oh my god, Set to Destroy have the worst case scenario. The circle is completely opposite to them.
Dear.
And well, the battles are pretty much there as well. NIP. Oh, what was that from Borg? And wanted to see that one from his POV. Perhaps we will after this one. But, oh my god, nice shot from. I don't think the res is possible though. He's going to be going for it. This is kind of a dangerous thing to do. Wide in the open, and he might just try it. Nope. He actually gives up. He takes a shot in the water, and he takes Defcom out of it. It's going to be Defcom knocked out without any care in the world here. Borg really connecting his. And here's one more, but that one's not going to be a frag. Whoa, Borg, calm down.
Does at least connect, and that's what you get. Punishment. Axel fall, unfortunately, now only two members of NIP.
They go for the grade. They already have 2 drops.
Ah, you know, the greedy. And they both got gillies on. Please tell me it's not true.
Wow.
So another 249. So they both got level 3 helmets. If they both want 249s, they can have it. In fact, Sweater's going to pick up the ammunition. In fact, he's actually handed the ghillie over, which is cool because now Ball can snipe. He's giving the level 3 as well, so they're both rocking the level 3s at least, so he can peek if he needs to. But again, they're not in a great position. One player, this is where we see the battle for the water. Everything's going on from behind. Players are going to be dropping left, right, and center. It's going to be a massacre as the blue forces all these engagements. It forces everyone together, and they just start battering each other on a beachhead. Dre will fall. That's going to be Tempo Storm. And now they're all running up the backside. They're going to be chasing the blue and hoping for the best. Meanwhile, C9 are like, hey up, boys. Welcome to the party. We have the tower, and we're just going to turret you lot down.
That Harry Potter's come in very, very handy for him. Envious don't really know what to do in this situation. They find a little bit of a rage to work with here, but in the meantime, it's going to be one of them that actually gets knocked out. Caden, is he going to be resible? We'll be finding out quite soon. But Solid now, taking some shots. Not too many. He's going to have to make his way through the blue. And that's not going to be an easy task because Envious are quite close to him. Envious putting in good shot, but Solid comes out on top. Actually, he's going to be knocking out Check Shooter. And now he has a clear entrance. His teammates actually can vouch for his safe passage. And that will be happening indeed. In the meantime, though, Caden dies. And I'm not too sure that there's many members from Envious. No, just 2 of them actually left alive. We'll see how that one pans out. In the meantime, though, we do see another team fighting it off on the northeast side.
A classic scenario there of, that's going to be Solid. We'll get knocked out inside the... and, in fact, Solid actually nonces back. Excuse me. It's actually going to answer back on that one because that's him taking him out. My apologies there. I did kind of get it wrong. Borg goes down. It's going to be shredded with the M16 more than likely.
And that's an insta-kill.
Yeah. So that means that, unfortunately, NIP are probably dead. I can't see the one on there. Fearme takes out Jesse from Envious as well. 1 will die outside the play zone. 2 will die outside the play zone. And at the moment, the Blues just doing its job. We've got one team, I think, currently as a full roster inside the circle. So
oh my god. Look at
Sweater
this.
actually still is there.
Yeah, NIP holding by a thread. Sorry about the pun there. Sweater is still alive.
I like it.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's going to be swimming this one out. Might come out as a bit of a wet blanket, but it doesn't really matter. He's staying alive, and that's all that we care about. Forget about the line and forget about everything else. He actually has a good cover right now behind that destroy vehicle, and he can actually hold on to the same angle there. But the only bad part is that the team that's actually putting him to rest is having a hard time. That was a spazzy camera. Space Station Gaming actually don't have anyone else to fight with, so they can hold off Sweater for as long as the circle allows them to, and it's not going to be for long actually. Just 20 seconds left until it's going to start to come into it. Solid goes for the res in the open. But I don't know if I like this.
Dangerous, but I suppose he'll be getting the information from Champion. He knows where he's been shot from, and he knows that he does have cover.
Ooh.
I tell you what, my friend BenQ5, you won't be doing this. Once version 1.0 drops, the 8 times is no longer allowed on the N16, and I honestly want that extending to every single AR in the game. Just, yeah. Down with 8 times.
Some people
Snipers only.
Some people just want to watch the whole world burn. Gale Force Esports isn't need to have an easy time there. Though Ghoul is not going to have that much of it.
Gone again.
Yeah, there you go. Solid has been knocked out, and well, taken out of it It does look like it. Another squad that's been wiped out of the match here. Sharkov putting in some good shots into the water. They're not connecting too much though, but he does see that there's so many people in the water and they're going to be going for these kills. Look at Gull's HP, and he can't really go underneath the water there. He's going to be taking damage from actually not having enough breath. One of the members from Sharkov's team actually gets dinked down. The other one does as well. Silk is going to be rezzed. It does look like a bit of a preferential treatment, but Sharkov actually doesn't get a chance to do anything before the circle strangles them. Nope. Silk will get the res, and that's just going to be by the very edge. And not only that, but they're also lucky to have the next circle to them.
Grenade comes down, the second one. Kobe comes in, finishes him off, seals the deal. That boat is doing God's work right now. Where they've beached it is perfect. Sweater hanging around in the water. Meanwhile, we will also see Hollywood Hammers just kind of checking things out, trying to peek people inside the water. They're like, well, we just got to wait here. There's no what we can do. We need to play for placement. That's exactly what they're going to do. If any grenade goes in there, they're pretty much pinned up against the wood. They have nowhere to go.
Absolutely. Asmod Lobby are going to be just holding on to their spot, but they're going to be covered in by shots from everywhere they go. Not a lot of chances for them into the match. Their Sweater is still alive. We can see them off the very edge. They're still into the water there. Doesn't really have a chance to res. As soon as he's going to be trying that, as soon as he's going to be trying to pop a first aid kit, Asmod Lobby will have his head on a platter. And, well, yeah, they're going to need some new clothing. That sweater's going to have some holes in it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I like the wet blanket one, to be honest with you. Also, that got me to that one. It's a good job.
I do what I can.
You're a professional, my friend. You're a professional.
Caster, absolutely.
Say he was not professional. SKS users.
Hey!
And we see one team, an entire team there, just chilling up on... In fact, is Gale Force still a 4 right now? Are they the only team that's a full 4?
Looks like it. I think Azimuth also has a full squad right now where they're standing. Their spikes.
Azimuth with a 3, Apex with a 3.
No, it's just Gale Force.
So yeah, the Gale Force is the only one with a 4. So at the moment they have the numbers advantage.
Yeah.
I tell you who doesn't have the advantage.
Azimuth
And his team, because they have to come up here. The circle. In fact, the circle's actually still down there. Max will get dropped though. Takes a bullet for the door. He opens it up, says good morning, but unfortunately decides to close it again. One player falls as well. You just see on the kill feed there, 2 people now getting rushed and pushed back down the hill. They don't peek up. I mean, if you peek up, where are you going to go? You have nowhere to go. They've actually got probably the best defilade cover there. The circle's granted to them again. Everyone has to move to him. Just be careful of the people kind of coming up and coming around the hill. It's been gifted to him. Wow.
This is an absolute gift. Azimuth Gamer are going to be super happy with this one.
The bets worked.
Absolutely. They're going to be super happy with this position. They don't really need to move anywhere. They know they've got enemies to the compound close to them, but those enemies are not going to be coming in anytime soon. As soon as they do, they're going to be in the wide open. So just have to check 2 angles there, one from each side of this ridge. They're going to have an easy time, but Red Blue's going to be pushing in there. Oh, it's actually not him that gets knocked out. Times try to peek in. He's going to be taking in some damage, but so will Andrea. And let's see if she can actually stand true to her nickname, or if she's going to be the one that gets wrecked in this duel here. It does look like she's getting peeked in here. No, it's actually going to be Times speaking into another player. Panhacks in the meantime there, spotting someone. M4 action. 4x on it as well. Angled foregrip, perfect for spraying them down, but he's not going to be able to get those sprays. His enemies are actually not that quite fast to get out of the Hagrid building. But they don't really have much time to work with here. 34 seconds, and they'll need to make a move. Just the side of the house is going to be in the circle.
Yep, they have the defilade, and they also have no health after that one. The bullet finds its mark. It's in point blank in the face. Time's going to have to heal up from that, and as you hit Time, he's actually against them.
No armor, no helmet on Times.
2 and 2 for Red, though.
He's an absolute squish ball.
Pan on 2 and 2 is a fair... I mean, when you're coming into like these finals... I mean, after Circle 3, if you ain't got a 2 and 2... and you're coming into these final late games engagements, you're just going to die instantly. You'll just take so much damage.
And here's where the smokes will come in handy. Just 1 smoke against Azimuth Gaming would have granted them, or perhaps 2 smokes against Azimuth Gaming would have granted them easy time and across there. But this time around, it doesn't really happen. Times try to make sure that nobody's coming in from the backside there. It's not going to be happening. But now they need to make a move. Now the circle is actually strangling into them. I think that's... Who is that? Undercover Pie on the other very side. Just a lonely, lonesome member there. Andrea's going to have his angle there. But Andrea's also kind of overextending here. Times is going to try and get a shot with the Car 98. Not going to be happening here. That Hagrid is going to be quite half sawn through by the circle. There it comes indeed. And I'm not too sure if Times can actually afford to stay too much in here. That next circle definitely will see them out.
Let's see how this one kind of pans out a little bit. Just kick back and watch the action unfold. You guys have 2 POVs, obviously, so you can see what's going on either side of the bomb. 3 versus 2 versus 1.
That's all we got right now.
Play for points. That's all we're doing. We're playing for position, playing for points. Andrea might actually, because they kill this player, they get 1, they get a placement. 2, they get a few extra points, which they do. They ding him, they take him down. The lone solo goes down. Now they know they're in a 3-on-2. They have the advantage. They have the situation. They can take this to them if they want to.
Apex Esports versus Azimuth Lobby, as we said before. Panda coming in with a good frag for Azimuth, actually, to dink down that lonely, lonesome player. But the circle is going to be forcing Apex Esports from their current position. And now Times, again, no armor, no helmet. He's going to have to make it out. The only kind of armor that he has could be the pan, but you can't really consider that one, I suppose. And ooh, look at Spike coming in from the side there. It's going to be knocked out himself. No, it's actually going to be Kylang. Sorry, rather. Times doing good work with the M4, but it's not going to be enough. He gets knocked out, and that is it. That will be indeed the GG for Team Azimuth Lobby, taking in the first match like it's nobody's business.
6 kills in the bag. Second place coming in hot with 8 as we move down with that one. That's going to be 7 kills. Fourth place picks it up with 3. And fifth place is going to be C9 bagging 3 kills as well. Got to say, not the greatest of circles to kick off the evening. Hopefully that's the rough one out of the way.
We had to get it out of the way.
We had to get it out of the way. We have to give you a rough circle, and then we can kind of move on and say, all right, we're going to make them all military now. You're all going to have fun. And everyone's going to be ending and
Technically, this was military.
well, yeah, a military base. Excuse me.
Okay, there you
Just
go.
correcting me. There we go. Where's your favourite circle that went? Go on. That's a question I want to throw out there.
Well, generally,
Yeah. What kind of ends do you like?
Jarky, because it's
Really?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Just in the middle of nowhere.
That's actually very, very good cover. The current circles in Jarky actually kind of remind, or rather would say something about the current new map that's being tested. Because Jarky hills kind of have these little hills and divots.
I see where you're going.
These little spots that you can hide in, and I've always been a fan of that. And actually, I like to point out that this is a great fact about the new map, that you have all these little nooks and crannies where you can hide. Of course, less compounds, much more difficult to walk in, or sorry, to drive in with your vehicles. Going off-road on the desert map is going to be suicide. But
Yeah.
the little nooks and crannies and hills and divots are going to, again, provide that kind of a new compound. Teams are going to have to learn to use that one to their advantage. Not too soon, though. We still have our lovely Orangels.
Saw it on there where people are just going to be diving in the water, and then they've got nowhere to go once they're out. This new map, just allows so much more movement. It allows people to kind of... It gives them more options of what to do. Can we take a fight? Can we move up to a position, then move on this team? Or can we back off and rotate around? And
Exactly.
you're not going to get caught in the open. If you do, then you just run across a road, in my opinion. You should be in a car, and that's when you're going to be using the vehicles and such.
Yeah.
But anyway,
On the roads.
we're talking too much about the new map.
Yeah, I've got actually something good to show them. We do have something good to show them. Let's have a look at a few of the highlights that we had throughout the first match. The first one of it being, Crunch getting crunched down.
That was
a
from
hard
that's a
bite.
smack bang headshot with a K98. Well, is that lucky or is that just a really good shot?
I think it was just a really good shot because the
Calculated.
Dacia that was being driven was driven more of a direct angle. It wasn't really juking
straight
left
in
and
the
right,
back.
so yeah, it really didn't favor Crunch into that situation. But still, NIP, kudos to Sweater for actually managing to stay alive for as long as he did with the 5 HP that he probably had for most of the game. Doing actually kind of decent with their placement, but they still need to show through much more.
It kind of goes
These
back
teams
to
so hungry tonight, man.
it goes back to asking, should they have stayed on the beach then, or should they have moved earlier? Should they have done what C9 did and said, okay, we're not in, we know where we're preempting where the circle's going to go because we can see from a rough area. We're on the other side of the map. Let's bail across the bridge. Let's get inside the defile. Let's get inside the tree line. Let's take the tower. They got some
Good
kills.
good
They got about
position.
2 or 3 kills,
Yeah.
I believe, from that tower.
Against
so by
them, yes,
position
it was.
alone,
Yeah.
they kind of got up there. I mean,
True.
you've got to question. For me, it's just sitting in open areas. I'm just not a big fan of it.
Yeah, different play styles as well into this one. Let's have another look at the second clip of the first match here. Let's see what went down. It does look like it's going to be Borg going for the incredible body shot. Actually, it wasn't a headshot. I don't think it was in the water against Defcon. Let's see this one. Was it a headshot? Yes, it was. Oh my God, he was sick, man. Words.
What did you say?
Nothing. Good job, Borg. We're used to you being an absolute animal. This is who you are. Accept yourself and love yourself for it. Let's hope
Get
your
sniped every
enemies
time.
also accept you. Yeah, Borg is insane. I just want to point that out. You know better than I do, but yeah, put a bolt action rifle in his hands, and it's gonna be the end of the server, pretty much.
Job done.
Well
I like
job.
it. Simple as that. You can't.
That's
There's
it.
no else to say. It's just,
Yeah, it's just an
this is
amazing
kind of
shot.
what you look at bigger. When you look at some of the other teams, I mean, they've got people who are individually skilled, and this kind of what I said about sniper rifles. I want to be able to see teams utilize a sniper rifle much more. I want to see the game kind of develop and evolve so that a sniper rifle becomes its own thing. Like everyone at the moment is a rifler.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got an
hunter.
M16.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an M4. It's as simple as that. Everyone's packing 8 times. If you want to be, You know, if you want to be a sniper, you can be. You can just ping people with an M16 with a 4x. It's not that difficult. If you give snipers, like in the new patch, we've seen that we've had a little bit of a buff. You know, the Can 98, the M24, they've got a buff now. If it goes back to giving...
AWM.
Yeah.
But it's still so powerful, so it's okay. Yeah.
Totally. All right, then, guys, we're going to take a very, very short break. We'll give these players time to get themselves together and get themselves back in the lobby. But don't go anywhere. When we return, lobby number 2 is going live at the LCQ. See you guys in a second.